This is the HPT.
Sit right down, put on your poker face, you with the big dogs now. Better bring your best game, talk trash all you want. To me it's all the same, you won't leave with much when you come in second place. And I'm the one with the stack showing 7 to the jack. Gon' cry to your mama cause I'm sending you back. I'll be the last man standing with the money in my hand. I'll be the last man standing with the money in my hand. Last man standing with the money in my hand. I'll be the last man standing with the money in my hand.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HPT. I'm James Larson, joined by professional poker player Mr. Robert Williamson III. This week, we've got our conclusion from the Ameristar Casino Hotel, Kansas City. And Robbie, we're going to give away a whole lot of cash tonight.
Speaking of a whole lot of cash, first place, $118,560. And the title of HPT champion.
We had 363 entries, creating a prize pool of over $500,000. We started last week on this show with 9 players. We lost 2, so we start with 7 tonight. So Robbie, with no further ado, let's go ahead and meet those 7 players. And most importantly, let's take a look at the prize pool.
Well, James, we had 363 players play this event, built us this massive prize pool, over $515,000. First place, $118,560. And tonight, whoever goes out in 7th still gets $16,495.
If you saw last week's episode, you saw Greg Jennings pretty much lead wire to wire, but right behind him, Joey Brown, Aaron Massey, never count out Stan Jablonsky, rounding out the group, Bond, Lawson, and Young. Up top, we just talked about it, life-changing money, $118,560. They didn't tune in to listen to us talk. Let's play some poker.
Sounds good to me, James.
Action folded around to our chip leader. That's Greg. A great blackjack hand, the 11. Not so good in poker, my friend.
Not so much.
It looks like he's going to make a raise here. He's going to loosen things up, as maybe he should as the chip leader.
Yeah, you know, I like it when a big stack uses it like a bludgeon, just to bludgeon their opponents.
You know, maybe we'll get this thing over with early tonight. You never know. That'll give us a time to go have a cocktail, Robbie.
Whoa, in addition to that, you know, they've got an 18-screen movie theater here. Let's go to the movies instead.
Anyways, back to poker. The raise is up to $160,000, folded around now to the 1 seat of Justin. He looks down at one good card. It's ace-10. I think he's going to get them all in the middle. And he's going to do just that. John to act now behind him in the 2 seat. And action back to Greg, and he's going to realize he has to call this. He doesn't want to, but...
Yeah, no, this is the only problem when there's a short stack at the table and you open up raise with what we'll call a very creative hand like 8-3. You have to pay off the $220,000 more.
Now, the way Greg's been running, like we saw last week, he may get lucky. That's why we have a flop turn and a river. Justin in the lead right now, trying to double up with his ace-10, dominating Greg's hand right now.
Just do one at a time. Just do one at a time. Slow roll the flop.
We go to the flop. And the flop, 2 kings and a deuce. So far, so good for Justin. He's in real good shape here to double up. Turn card now is the 9 of spades, so...
Well, Justin only has to dodge an 8 or 3 here on this river, James, or he's going to get this great double up.
Justin Young was once our chip leader, and now he's just holding on here. The river card is the 5 of spades, so great card for Justin. He's going to win the pot. The 37-year-old from Manhattan, Kansas. His plans for the cash, a down payment on a new house. He won a seat through a radio station qualifier. That's right, he won a $360 qualifier. He parlayed that all the way to the final table. I think he sent in a text or a tweet saying, "I'm still alive, life is good." He's going to fold this hand. Now action over to John. He's going to fold. Over to downtown Joey Brown.
Well, it'll be a little interesting to see this next round or two. Oh, 8-3 again, wait.
Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that.
But it'll be interesting to see, now that Greg got his hand caught in the cookie jar, let's see if he goes back for some more cookies.
Action over to Matt Bond. He's going to make the call on the button. Small blind gets out of the way. Now over to Aaron Massey. He's going to check his option. So we go heads up, the button, and the big blind. And the flop is 9 trade deuce.
And a great flop for Aaron's hand, top pair.
$85,000 is the bet by Aaron Massey. Aaron Massey, our player of the year last year, trying to win his 3rd HPT title. Aaron is the CEO of BCP. It's a group of his friends and him. They go around and just crush tournaments. They go around the country, they party, they have a good time. They've got a pretty good life, if you ask me, Robbie.
Doesn't sound bad to me.
6 of clubs comes on the turn. Aaron's going to slow down a little bit, checks over to Matt, as Matt improved now to a pair. He's reaching for chips. Didn't see a whole lot out of Matt last week. He's 28 years old from Dallas, Texas.
Well, unfortunately for Matt, he floated the flop to try to take it away from Aaron on the turn, but then he actually caught his pair. So now he trapped himself.
The bet is $135,000, and Aaron Massey is going to make the call. A pot of over 700,000 chips. We saw a lot of small ball poker last week. I think we're going to see it again here tonight. And the river card is the 8 of clubs.
Well, that puts a really coordinated board out there. I think we're going to see check, check, and we did.
So it's going to go check, check, and Aaron is going to win the pot. And Robert, he's not a guy you want to give more chips to, Aaron Massey. He's 4th on our all-time money list. I just talked about it. He's trying to win his 3rd HPT title.
Welcome back to the HPT. It's James Larson and professional poker player Robert Williamson III. We're broadcasting from the Ameristar Casino Hotel, Kansas City. 7 players remain. We will get back to the action, but Robbie, we've had a lot of texts and tweets and emails, even some phone calls. People have been seeing you playing our events, and I've got to ask you, what do you like most about the HPT?
Well, James, I would have to say the players. The players are just the most nicest, warmest people, but also the structures. You start out with 300 big bets. That's a lot of play, 40-minute levels. Love the structures.
And folks, if you're interested in playing the HPT, visit our website at www.hptpoker.com. And Robbie, I've always compared the HPT to a weekend fishing trip, except this one, you go home with a bunch of cash.
Once again, we see Greg Jennings' name atop the leaderboard.
Tell you what, not only that, Greg has really played well and ran well, but he's got a really tough final table ahead of him. Aaron Massey still in, Stan Jablonsky still in. I mean, Joey Brown. Whew, this is exciting poker tonight.
It's awesome. And in the commercial break, I saw Aaron Massey applying more hair gel, so watch out for him, my friend. Under the gun, we'll start with Greg. He's going to fold, and now we go over to Matt Bond. He wakes up with a hand. Pocket queens, Robbie.
Oh, I love looking down at 2 lucky ladies.
Matt Bond, 28 years old. Talked about it before, from your home city of Dallas, Texas.
Fellow Texan.
He's going to raise it up to $175,000. Stan Jablonsky's going to fold. Aaron Massey gets out of the way. Action over to the 1 seat of Justin on the button. Looks down at Jack 4. Small blind of John's going to fold. And now we go over to the poker dealer by day and the poker grinder by night. Joey Brown looks down at King Queen.
That HPT special.
Not a bad hand here in the big blind. Probably going to defend this, Robbie.
Definitely a defendable hand. He doesn't know he's against 2 queens, though.
All right. So he's going to make the call?
And he's going to make the call. Joey told me off camera he owes a lot of his success to his life and poker coach, the great Sean Reggie Roberts. That's a familiar name around these parts.
Yes, it sure is. Sean Roberts.
Flop is king, 8, trade, couple of spades. Joey hits that flop, but he's going to check it over to Matt. Those queens really shrink once you see that king come out, don't they?
Yeah, any overcards to your pair, always definitely danger, Will Roberts. Danger.
8 of diamonds now on the turn. Joey's going to check over to Matt. I'm surprised Joey's not betting these streets. And wow, look at this now on the river.
My gosh.
Bad news. The queen of spades.
This is the case queen on the river. Joey top 2 pair. Matt full house. I mean, I don't see how Joey can get away from this hand.
Yeah, Joey has no idea what he's getting himself into. He bets $220,000.
Well, after a check on the flop and a check on the turn, these hands are massive for 2 checks.
Now it's just a matter of how much here does Matt Bond raise, or does he just go all in? And that's what he's going to do. It's an all-in raise, and now Joey's got to all of a sudden play this hand back. Does his opponent have an 8? Does his opponent maybe have the same hand? I know he probably doesn't have him on pocket queens, Robbie.
Definitely not. It feels like a bluff to me. I wouldn't blame Joey for calling here.
I call.
And he is going to make the call, and this is going to be a devastating hit to his chip stack. Matt Bond with the full house, queens and 8s, a huge pot here on the HPT.
Wow, and I don't think Joey even saw that coming. Heck, if I were Joey, wouldn't have seen it coming either.
And Joey Brown walked right into the bear trap, and I have to ask you, Mr. Professional Poker Player, should he have played that hand just a little differently, Robbie?
Well, sometimes when you let free cards come off there, this is what happens. It's very costly. So absolutely, James, he should have bet one of those two streets that he checked.
The action continues here from the Ameristar Casino Hotel, Kansas City. James Larson and Robert Williamson III. Action is on Stan Jablonsky. Looks down at Ace-Jack, and he's going to go ahead and raise it up. It's going to go to $200,000. Haven't seen a lot out of Stan Jablonsky at this final table. Last week's show especially because he just didn't have the cards to play.
Yeah, sometimes, that's part of the game. You have to be super, super patient. And I'll tell you what, Stan has shown a lot of patience.
Action over to downtown Joey Brown. There's a little bit of steam coming out of the ears, and now it's a 3-bet shove with King 10. So Greg is going to fold, and now Matt is asking for a count. Don't forget, we've still got Stan Jablonsky to act after Matt does here. Ace 10 is what Matt Bond looks down at.
This is an interesting hand developing here. Like you said, stand still to act after Matt.
And Matt is going to make this call. And now over to Stan Jablonsky, who's not going anywhere. So now it's 2-on-1. Life not great here for Joey.
Yeah, he's definitely in a little bit of trouble here. And he's the one that's all in.
3 players going to the flop. And the flop is 7-5 deuce. A couple of spades, nothing really changes. Stan in the lead with his ace-jack. Both players going to check, trying to knock out Joey. We may see that all the way down here as we go to the turn card.
Yeah, so many times just to knock out another player, you definitely want to go ahead and check it down. But that turn card was a great one for Joey. He's got top pair now.
Yeah, Joey now in the lead with his kings. Matt and Stan both check, and now we go to the river card, and it's the queen of clubs. So Matt and Stan are both going to check, and Joey is going to win this hand with the complete triple up here and keep his tournament hopes alive. Joey's still steaming a little bit from that hand where he lost all those chips to Matt Bond. It's hard to get over that, Robert.
Sometimes you just have to get up from the table and take a little walk. I have had to do it many times myself, James.
Unfortunately, sometimes that walk is all the way to the cashier cage, but for Joey Brown, he's still got chips, he's still got a chair, and he's still in this HPT event. We're glad you could join us tonight here on the HPT. If you're interested in playing a tournament, why not give it a shot? And who knows, maybe you'll be playing for the life-changing cash. You can check out our webpage at hptpoker.com. Hold it around to Joey. He's going to fold. Now action is on Greg. Looks down at Ace-King. Greg was catching a lot of cards on last week's episode. He's currently our chip leader tonight. By the way, I want to talk about the money one more time. First place prize, $118,560, my friend. It's a whole lot of cabbage.
I'll tell you what, it's a great payday, and the title goes with it.
Raises to $160,000. Now Stan Jablonsky is going to get them all in the middle with his pocket jacks.
Well, sometimes it's just hand against hand, and that's what we have here. Ace-King versus 2 jacks, the classic coin flip.
They're going to flip over their hands as Greg makes the call. Stan with the jacks going up against Greg and the Ace-King. Stan Jablonsky trying to win his first HPT tournament. He's got a couple of second places, his 8th final table, 7th on our all-time cash leaders.
I know you're all rooting for me.
And Stan tells him, I know you're all rooting for me.
The flop is Queen 9-5, so Stan's still ahead with his pocket jacks with 2 cards to come.
Let's see the turn card.
The turn card now is another club, this time the 6 of clubs, so now Greg can win this with another club.
It sure does. An ace, a king, or a club.
Otherwise, Stan will get the double up that he needs, and it's another 6 of diamonds, so 2 pair.
So Stan Jablonsky making his 8th HPT final table, gonna get a huge double up.
And making some noise here at the final table. He's climbing up the chip leader ladder.
The question is, will he finally win his first HPT title? Don't go too far. We'll have more action coming up next.
Welcome back to the HPT. James Larson and Robert Williamson broadcasting from the Ameristar Casino Hotel, Kansas City. Chip counts look like this. Greg, Stan, and Aaron. And the real story here is Stan Jablonsky. He was out the door. Now he's in second place.
I'll tell you what, too, in this last round, All right, Jennings took quite a hit. Still our chip leader, though. A lot of action still left here tonight, James.
Action will start under the gun with that guy, Aaron Massey, representing Chicago, Illinois. Looks down at King 6. His nickname, Lady Killer. Not sure how he got that. Action over now to the 1 seat of Justin. Looks down at King 5. He's going to fold. And now pocket 10s for John. It's been a very popular hand. We saw it last week a couple of times, and now John wakes up with a pair. Asking what the blinds are. It's always good to know where you're at in the poker
I was
tournament.
gonna say, I usually like that. Ask that question before I get my cards. You know,
I think that's 3.
7 players remain here at this nationally televised final table. John's going to raise it up to $250,000. Over to downtown Joey Brown. Looks down at Ace Jack. Will this be an opportunity for him to maybe get a 3-bet here?
yeah, he's got the perfect stack size to 3-bet all in right here.
Joey Brown from Springfield, Missouri. We talked about this last week and talked about it earlier. He's a poker dealer, so he's dealt to some of these guys. He deals the World Series, travels around, and now he's at the big table.
And he
And
goes
he's gonna
all
go
in.
all in, just like that. We talked about it. A 3-bet shove now by Joey with his Ace Jack.
He's got the perfect stack size to apply maximum amount of pressure on these 2 tens. This is a tough call for John. I suspect he'll make the call, but a tough one.
And as Stan Jablonsky folds, we see he had a 10 in his hand. And John is going to make the call. So we're going to table the cards. And it's Ace Jack for Joey going up against the pocket 10s for John. Joey at risk in the hand. He's trying to double up once again to keep his tournament hopes alive. And right in the window is the ace of clubs.
Gotta love it when it's in the window, James. It's so much better. It just takes all the pressure off.
But look at Joey. He's not celebrating. He's not jumping up and down because he knows there's 2 streets left to go. 6 of spades now comes on the turn. So we saw Stan fold that 110. So we know it's the case 10 that's left in the deck. And the river card is the 7 of hearts. So Joey here, alligator blood of sorts. He's going to hang around. He's going to win that pot. Almost 2 million chips.
He's back in high cotton.
James Larson and Robert Williamson III broadcasting this week from the Ameristar Casino Hotel, Kansas City. 7 players remain. A big payday up top, Robbie. $118,560. Buys a lot of steak dinners, my friend.
And I'll tell you what, James, the additional reward is called HPT Champion.
So under the gun here will be Justin. He's going to fold. And now over to John, and he says, I'm all in, ladies and gentlemen, with his pocket queens.
Good time to get it all in when you have a big pocket pair.
It's folded around out to Greg in the 6th seat. He's going to fold now to the button, and Matt, he gets out of the way. Stan Jablonsky looks down at 1 king and a jack. King Jack in the small blind. He's going to fold. Now action over to Mr. Massey, and Aaron makes the call with pocket kings. What a cooler for John.
Yeah.
He ran the queens right into kings. We call it the old buzzsaw here on the HPT. We go to the flop, and look at that.
Oh, my gosh, James. He flopped
on
a
the
queen.
flop. Unbelievable. Nobody ever said poker was fair, my friend. We go to the turn card now. It's the 6 of spades. So now Aaron can catch another spade to beat him.
So a king or a spade, and John's going to be eliminated.
Right now, John in the lead, looking for a huge double up. And we go to the river. And Robbie, it's the 2 of spades. Just like that, the worm turns. Aaron is going to win this hand. That eliminates John. He's going out in 7th place, going home with $16,495. Can you believe it, Robbie?
There's nothing worse than flopping a set and then getting gunned down by runner.
James Larson is my name, alongside Robert Williamson III. We're handing out money tonight here on the HPT. Up top, $118,560. Not too shabby for second, $73,195. But right now, every player guaranteed just under $20,000, as that is what the 6th place money pays. Action over to Greg. His chips are kind of a mess there. He's probably never had this many. Well, I'm sure he has, but when you start to accumulate chips, it's hard to keep them in stacks of 20.
These are good problems, I always say.
All right, Greg with his ace-9 is going to raise it up to $200,000. Now action over to Bond, Matt Bond.
You like saying his name for some reason. Oh, wait, I get it.
You get it now. All right, that's a 3-bet shove now by Matt. Jablonsky's out of the way. Aaron Massey looks like he's building a small castle of chips over there. Action over to Greg. Just over $600,000 for him to make the call. Matt with King 10. Greg with the overcard with the ace of spades, and he's going to make the call. We flip over the cards, and Matt's going to see he's in a little bit of trouble here. He's got a couple of live cards, but right now, Greg in the lead with his ace of spades, 9 of diamonds.
And it's Matt's tournament life that's on the line.
Just put 3 spades on the flop. That way
Little smile out of Matt there as he realized he's got a couple of live cards. And I think he's asking for 3 spades because that truly would be a sweat.
Yeah, you would have to sweat out the 4th spade coming.
And we go to the flop, and that is not going to be good news for Matty. Ace, 4, deuce.
And he's got a lot of runner outs, but he has to hit both these cards, James, or his tournament day is gone.
He's calling for chop outs, calling for spades. He knows he's in a little bit of trouble.
The turn card is the 4 of diamonds, and that is going to do it for Matt. He's going to be eliminated, going out in 6th place with just under $20,000. But how about this Greg Jennings guy?
Tell you what, he just keeps increasing his stack size over and over again. He's a one-man knockout machine.
He's on fire. He's picking them off left and right. We'll see if he can keep the momentum going. Don't go too far. We'll be right back after these messages. You're watching the HPT. Welcome back to the HPT. It's James Larson and Robert Williamson III. Now, at the top of the show, I predicted downtown Joey Brown would take it down. I tell you what, he went from 7th in chips. Now he's in 2nd, my friend.
Calm down, James. There's a lot of poker still left to play tonight.
Who would have thought when we started, Joey, Aaron, and Stan would still be hanging around? Well, me and everybody else watching this show. A couple of veterans, 3 veterans here on the HPT, but that man, our chip leader, Greg Jennings, trying to win his first title. Helps when you get cards like that.
I tell you.
He looks down at Big Slick, Mr.
Again.
Ace King.
Yeah.
He's reaching for chips. The thing about Greg is he's had good cards this week, and he's also played well, Robbie. So important to do both, because if you get good cards, not necessarily guaranteed to win. You got to know how to play them, you got to pick your spots, and you've got to continue it, because like we say each and every week, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Action folded around now to the 1 seat of Justin. Another guy that's just kind of hanging around here at this final table. Doesn't want to go home. But he's all in now with his ace-7. Joey's going to fold, and it's going to be a very quick call here for Greg. He makes that call, and Justin's going to see he's in a little bit of trouble, my friend.
He sure is. He's got a dominated hand.
If his hand doesn't improve, he's going to go out in 5th place. A nice payday, just over $25K. And we go to the flop, and it's 2 9s and a deuce, couple of clubs, so no help for Justin. Great news for Greg. He's about to knock out a player.
Well, Justin does have a few split outs now. A deuce would give him a chop pot.
Turn card now is the ace of diamonds, Robbie.
Well, not a good card for Justin. Now he can't win the whole pot, but he still can win half, James, if an ace or a 9 come.
And we go to the river card. It's the 8 of spades, and that, unfortunately, is going to do it for Justin. Going out in 5th place with $25,515. He played well. 37 years old from Manhattan, Kansas. He got into this thing through a radio station qualifier. What a great story.
Gotta love stories like that. That's what I love about the HPT.
And if you want to play this HPT, give it a shot. Check out our webpage at hptpoker.com. As you can see over the shoulder of Greg there, that's Aaron Massey's brother, Ralphie. We've seen him at a lot of HPT events.
I don't know if I'd want his brother standing right behind me. It would make me nervous.
Me too. You know, you look over, you got Ralphie right over your shoulder, but nothing's really stopping Greg right now. He raises up to $200,000 with King 10. Now action over to Stan Jablonsky. And he looks down at 1 queen and 2 queens.
He does look at his cards just like you do.
I love it. Now, Robert, does he 3-bet here, or does he just flat him?
Absolutely have to 3-bet. Aces, maybe just flat. Kings, queens, jacks, I like the 3-bet here.
I think he's just going to make the call. By the way, Stan Jablonsky and his wife Connie celebrating their 10th anniversary this year, so congratulations to both of them. Both great people, and we love seeing them here on the HPT. Well, Joey's going to make the call, defend, so to speak, here from the big blind with his 7-6. So 3 players to the flop.
And that's the problem with not re-raising. Now you picked up another straggler, Joey.
Flop is ace, 8-4, couple of clubs. Joey's got a gutter ball straight. Greg's going to check over to Stan. Stan holding those 2 queens. And boy, is he thinking one of these guys has to have an ace?
Yeah, that would be my mindset. 2 people called me. I would take a free card there.
Stan Jablonsky's 8th final table. We talked about this last week when there was 18 players left. He only had 3 big blinds. This guy truly had a chip in a chair. Well, a few chips.
3 chips, according to you. But yes, that's where the old saying came from. Chip in a chair.
Check. The 10 of diamonds comes on the turn.
Well, that could be a potentially dangerous card for Greg because now he has second pair.
Joey's going to go ahead and bet 330,000.
Well, a double gut shot straight draw for Joey. Either a 5 or a 9 completes his hand.
Greg reaching for chips right now. He's just got his 10s. Stan in the lead with his queens. Stan probably has no idea he's in the lead right now.
Yeah, now Stan's in a really bad spot because Greg's going to make this call here. And now, I don't know if Stan can actually call. It's hard to believe that queens would be the best hand at this point.
No, and Stan's going to fold as he should in that situation. And now the river card is the king of spades. So in hindsight, a great fold by Stan Jablonsky.
Yeah, as it turns out, that gives Greg 2 pair. And Joey's decided to surrender the ghost. He's not trying to steal a pot any longer.
And I just don't see any payoff here for Greg, no matter what he bets. He's going to go ahead and put out some chips there, and Joey quickly folds before Greg can even get those in the middle. So once again, the rich get richer, and Greg just cruising right along here. And when we come back, we'll have more exciting final table action.
Welcome back to the HPT. I'm James Larson. He's Robert Williamson III. We're broadcasting from the Ameristar Casino Hotel, Kansas City. 5 players remain. It's anybody's game.
Tell you what, James, experience does count for something. Out of the 4 finalists, 3 of them have had final tables. 14 altogether on the HPT. All 3 still in.
It's an unbelievable stat, and I got a feeling we're going to see some fireworks coming down at the end.
Now, if you're Greg Jennings, you've got to be happy. You're sitting on top. That's the good news. The bad news is right behind you, Joey Brown, Aaron Massey, and Stan Jablonsky.
I'll tell you what, this is a killer final table lineup. The final 4 players. These are the 4 I would have predicted to have been here still.
And it's really kind of an all-star cast, if you will, especially with the 3 behind Greg Jennings. But Greg Jennings right now is the star as he's leading the way, trying to capture his first HPT title. Now we go over to Aaron in the small blind with 6-5 of hearts.
And ever the aggressor, Aaron is going to raise it up.
Aaron's going to raise it up to 250,000. Over to Joey Brown now. He sees a lot of poker hands as he's a poker dealer when he's not on the felt playing. Looks down at Queen 9. Remember, we're 4-handed. It's 4-handed poker, Robbie.
Yep, absolutely. Hand values go up. Queen 9, defendable blind hand.
Every chip so important at this juncture in the game. And I just talked about the cash. A whole lot on the line. You know, you talk about the cash difference, 33,000 for fourth. We're going up to 73 for second and 118 for your leader. King 4 deuce is the flop.
Looks like a pretty barren flop for Aaron to, whoa, he checks. I think I would have gone ahead and led there.
Aaron's going to check, as does Joey. If you remember, Stan Jablonsky threw away King deuce. Turn card now is the ace of diamonds.
Well, now that's got to be a good card for Aaron to bet on. That's a very good bluffing card.
Aaron's going to bet 200,000. He's got to be thinking to himself, I'm so close to capturing my 3rd HPT title. He's got to go against some pretty tough competition.
Wow, Joey makes a monster call. I mean, this is a true hero call. Queen high.
Now we go to the river. It's the queen of spades, just what the doctor ordered. Can Aaron make another stab at this thing? Both players going to check. Joey's going to like what he sees. Even though he was ahead all the way, the queen of spades is going to seal the deal. You are watching exclusive final table coverage of the HPT as we broadcast this week from the Ameristar Casino Hotel, Kansas City. Great property here, Robbie. One of the largest poker rooms in the Midwest. The casino itself has more than 140,000 square feet of gaming space. Just under 200 rooms in the hotel, 7 dining venues, and an 18-screen movie theater. That's right, 18 screens. So if it's something you don't like, you just keep picking. You know,
I've already been to movies twice this week. I'd love to go to the movies.
All right, it's Joey and Greg. The flop is Jack 7-6. Great flop for Joey. Hit him right in the face here with 2 pair. He's going to bet 130,000.
And Greg still with a gut shot straight draw, needs a 9.
And Greg's been running so well, he might as well make the call just to see another street here. He is going to do that. Over 500,000 chips in the pot, and we go to the turn card. And it's the ace of hearts, so no help for either player. Joey now checking his 2 pair.
He's playing a little tricky. He's giving Greg some rope. Let's see if Greg goes for it, and he doesn't.
Greg's going to check right behind him, so we go to the river card. And that river card now is the king of clubs. So Joey with the best of it here. We'll see what he decides to bet. reaching for chips. Greg with absolutely nothing. He missed his draw.
Yeah, I don't think there's hardly any amount Joey could bet that he can win any more money here. And as I say that, Greg takes his time and thinks about it.
Maybe
I don't think
Hollywood. This is national television after all.
Yeah.
He's having fun. He's enjoying the moment. He's got his white cap on. We'll give him a little TV time. He's thinking maybe I should have played this hand a little differently. Greg Jennings is 53 years old. He's a business owner / investor. And he's going to go ahead and fold that hand as any good investor would. And the winner of the hand is downtown Joey Brown from Springfield, Missouri. Little known fact about Joey, he's had a pet chinchilla since the age of 13. His favorite movie, The Princess Bride. He loves cheese cubes. All this information courtesy of his poker and life coach, Mr. Sean Reginald Roberts. I still love the story. Him and Sean go down to Tunica with 500 borrowed dollars, and they turn it into 50,000. That's a great story.
Oh, I love it when it happens for me, too.
Joey with pocket fives again. They were lucky before. He's going to raise it up to $250,000.
Actions over to Greg on the button.
Greg Jennings now on the button. He's got to be careful with these sharks. Every chip's so important. He's really got to watch what he does. One misstep, these guys will be right behind him.
Greg makes the call.
Greg's going to make the call with Jack 10. Stan Jablonsky looks down at 1 king and a 5. He's going to fold, as does Aaron Massey. So a heads up, Greg and Joey. Joey's just been hanging around this final table. You just can't get rid of him.
You know, I love it when people call me a cockroach because it means you're just staying around.
The flop is queen 9-4, so far so good for Joey, but Greg, a great flop for him as he's open-ended. Both players check. The turn card now is the 6 of hearts.
Joey checks, Greg checks.
Joey checks, as does Greg.
Let's hit the river.
And now we go to the river card, and just like that,
Checks over to Greg.
Greg makes his straight on the end. Joey checks over.
Once again, I don't know if there's an amount that Greg could bet to get paid off here by Joey.
And he's going to bet $300,000. Going to be a pretty tough call here just with pocket fives for Joey.
Wow, Joey's considering this call. Wow.
He's going to make the call, ladies and gentlemen.
So one time the fives were good for Joey. This time, not so good. Greg wins the hand.
I'll tell you what, got a straight on the river just in time and got paid off.
Now, if you're watching this show and you think you have what it takes to play right here at the national level, why not give it a shot? Check out our webpage at www.hptpoker.com. Who knows, maybe you'll be playing for the life-changing cash. We'll be right back after these messages. You're watching the HPT.
Welcome back to the HPT. It's James Larson and Robert Williamson broadcasting from the Ameristar Casino Hotel, Kansas City. 4 players remain: Greg, Stan, Joey, and Aaron. And honestly, Robert, even though Greg's up top, it's anybody's game.
4 very tough competitors, James, and I'll tell you what, like you said, anybody's game, but right now, it's Greg's to lose. He's our chip leader, and he's got control of this table so far.
Action will start with Greg at UTG, and once again looks down at a good hand, Robbie, ace-queen, and he's grabbing chips to raise it up.
Can't say that I blame him.
He's going to go ahead and raise to $250,000. Stan's going to fold. To the small blind we go. Pocket sixes now for Aaron Massey, and he's all in with his pocket sixes.
I'll tell you what, he has the perfect stack size. He had to eventually stand up to Greg's raises.
Greg, ace of clubs, queen of hearts.
Joey's going to get out of the way. Greg makes a quick call, so Aaron's tournament life on the line here, currently in the lead. It's a coin flip, classic race situation.
And I always say you have to win your coin flips to win a tournament. So we're going to find out who wins this coin flip.
Aaron's smiling. He's in the lead right now. The flop comes up.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Not 1 ace, but 2.
Yeah, only a 6 can save Aaron's day. Otherwise, he's going to go out in 4th place, James.
Turn card now is the 10 of hearts. Life not great right now for Aaron Massey. River card, it's not a 6, it's the 4, so that is going to do it for Aaron Massey. Congratulations to him getting back to another final table.
He's an exciting player to watch, James, and tonight was a lot of fun watching him, but unfortunately fell a little bit short going out in fourth.
Whether you love him or hate him, I think he's good for the game of poker. He's a young player that has a very bright future. And once again, congratulations, Aaron Massey, going out in fourth place.
The action continues from the Ameristar Casino Hotel, Kansas City. James Larson and Robert Williamson. 3 players remain.
Wow, a pretty tight fold there from Stan. Any ace three-handed is a pretty big hand.
Action over to Joey. He's going to go ahead and make the call with his 7-5 of diamonds. Option now to Greg. He's going to go ahead and check his option. Heads up to the flop, Greg and Joey. And the flop is ace, queen, jack. A little something for everybody, kind of a card buffet.
It sure is. Joey flops a flush draw, and Greg has a double gutbuster straight draw.
Both players check. Why not catch a free card? And that's the one Joey was looking for. The tray of diamonds makes him a flush.
Well, that also gives Greg a flush draw that's better than Joey's.
River card, though, is the 9 of clubs.
And that gives Greg a straight. But Joey has slow played this flush. He's probably going to get paid off here.
Only bets 175,000.
Greg looks like he wants to raise, but I think he's just going to call. And he does.
He's going to do just that. We'll flip over the cards, and he's going to show his hand again.
Wow. Wow.
What?
Tilt.
Oh, Joey's tilt.
Tilt.
5 of diamonds?
I would have paid you more. Well played.
What is that?
I should have checked
He
with
said
on you.
I would have
You're
paid you
doubling me
more.
up.
I would have paid you more. You probably could have shoved there and maybe got a call, Robbie.
Yeah, absolutely. Did not get the maximum payoff. A little surprised Joey didn't bet that on the turn.
All right, folks, 3-handed action continues here from the Ameristar Casino Hotel, Kansas City. I promise you tonight we will crown a new HPT champion. And now Joey is going to go all in with his ace-9 and action over to Greg.
Well, this is a tough spot for Greg. He's asking for a count. If I'm Greg here with ace-8, three-handed, I got to make this call.
Boy, those white chips, those are 25Ks. Those match his white hat, don't they? Just perfectly. Action on Greg, and he is going to go ahead and make the call. Remember, Stan Jablonsky's still in this hand, Robert.
Yeah, that's the danger of calling with a middle ace. Oh, my gosh.
I'm on.
And now Stan is all in with his pocket jacks.
We have a monster pot developing here.
Just a monster, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Huge hand of brewing here in Kansas City.
I don't see how Greg can get away from this. He only has to call 1.13 million more.
Joey, one thing for sure, somebody's gonna have a lot of chips.
And Stan Jablonsky's 100% correct on that. Somebody's going to have a whole lot of chips after this hand.
No, you can't fold.
There's no way Greg can fold. He says that, and he puts his chips in, and we're going to flip over the hands. So Stan with his pocket jacks, Greg with ace-8, Joey with ace-9. The pot of the night, over 8 million chips, my friend.
And Stan's
sick
got to
wake
love
up
being
there,
in the
Mr.
driver's seat with 2 jacks right now.
We go to the flop. And the flop, 2 queens and a 9, couple of clubs. So good news for Stan Jablonsky. Joey caught a piece of it, but Stan's still in the driver's seat.
With pocket jacks.
Turn card now is the 7 of spades, so Stan is 1 card away from getting right back in this thing.
And only a 9 can save Joey, or else he's going out in 3rd place.
Little smile from Mr. Jablonsky.
And the 6 of hearts hits the river, so Joey's going to be eliminated. Congratulations to him getting back to another HPT final table. For his efforts, he'll go home with $48,711. But how about this Stan Jablonsky?
Tell you what, that could have changed the whole result of tonight. He's got over 8 million in chips now.
Will this be the time he finally takes down his HPT title? Coming up next, we'll have Heads Up Poker. Welcome back to the HPT. It's James Larson and Robert Williamson III. Heads Up Poker continues. Will it be Stan, our champion, or will it be Greg?
Well, with a 2-1 chip lead starting out, I'm kind of leaning towards Stan right now.
I know Stan has wanted this for so long. He's so close to capturing that first title. Let's get back to the action.
Stan Jablonsky, Greg Jennings, about a 2-1 chip lead for Stan. Don't count Greg out. He's played poker great last week and tonight. We've seen it on national TV.
Look at it this way, James. Greg's only 1 double up away from having a 2-1 chip lead.
Action continues here from the Ameristar Casino Hotel, Kansas City. I want to thank all the players for coming out. We've awarded over $2 million here at this property in the last 2 years, and it's because of the support of the Kansas City market. Greg's going to make the call with 7-6 of diamonds. Over to Stan now. He's going to check his option with king 4. And the flop is king 10-5. They're all diamonds. A good flop for Stan, but a better flop for Greg, my friend.
Top pair for Stan. He's definitely going to lose some chips to this.
200.
Greg's going to bet 200,000, and Stan's going to make the call.
200,000.
I think the only thing that could save Stan here, besides, of course, runner for full house, which he doesn't get, would be another diamond on the board.
Turn card now is the 7 of clubs. Stan's going to check over to Greg.
All in.
And now an all-in bet by Greg. And a
Oh.
call, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, come on, again? Flop the
And
flush.
Stan is drawing dead as he sees what a big hand
Nice
right
hand.
there. Can you put your opponent on 2 diamonds there?
You know, even if I didn't, I think I would have taken a little bit longer before I made the call. I would have really had to think this through. And a meaningless 9 on the river, wow. An insta call with top pair and no kicker and 3 diamonds on board, I don't like that call.
And did you hear Stan? He says, come on, did you really flop a flush? And the bad news was true, and a huge pot going the way of Greg Jennings, over 8 million chips. So the heads-up battle continues. I don't think I've ever seen Stan Jablonsky on tilt in my life. I've been around him a lot. Right now, he's not real happy. He's going to go ahead and make the call with 8-7. Greg looks down at 10-4. Good buddy. He's going to check his option. And the flop is 10-5 deuce. Greg gets the best of that. Over to Stan. See Stan's wife in the audience, Connie. Talked about it earlier. They're celebrating their 10-year anniversary this summer. Congratulations to them. She's a supporter of Stan. We always see them on the road together.
And Stan decided to bluff at this pot, and Greg's definitely going to call with top pair.
It's a bet of 200,000 and a call. Turn card now. This time another spade, the jack of spades.
Well, that might slow things down a bit. An overcard to Greg's pair, as well as 3 spades on the board.
So Stan reaching for more chips. Things just not going very well. Heads up for Stan Jablonsky, my friend.
Yeah, I don't think after I got called on the first bluff, I don't know if I would bet again on this turn card. But Stan has decided to. I think this is a pretty easy call for Greg to make.
And I think right now Greg is feeling it. He can really feel just the momentum. It's all going his way. He's commanding this final table, and he's going to go ahead and once again check call with the best hand. And now the tray of spades comes on the river. Greg
Oh
makes
my
a flush
gosh.
and stands all in, and folks, that is going to do it.
What just happened?
I'm not sure myself, but it all happened very fast. Greg Jennings will go home with the cash and the title, over $118,000. But how about Stan Jablonsky? A nice finish for him. He didn't get what he wanted. Second place money, $73,195. He's standing live with Nina Greco.
Hi, this is Mina Greco. I'm here with Stan Jablonsky and his lovely wife, Connie. Stan, you came in second place. Tell me about that last hand real quick.
I don't even remember. It was horrible. But, Greg played really well. And the big hand of the tournament when we were heads up was when he flopped the flush and I had top pair. And, in retrospect, maybe if I counted the chips a little closer, I might have laid it down, but I thought he was on a draw or on some kind of move. And I made the call and he had flopped it. And after that, it was a little anticlimactic, but it was fun. And I'm happy to get second, and I'm glad for Greg. He's a good guy, and hope I'm going to get there soon one of these days.
Absolutely.
And at least I have my wife here to root me on. She did a great
supporter.
job.
Yes. What a great run, though, huh? You're taking home a little over $73,000. So my question to you is, after you give $73,000 to your wife, what are you going to do with the rest of the money?
That's it. She gets it all. I don't get anything. She's going to go shopping, and she'll have some fun, and it'll be great.
This is Stan Jablonsky and his lovely wife, Connie, taking home over $73,000. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Mina. And once again, congratulations to Stan Jablonsky, his 8th HPT final table, and a great payday for him. Tonight's champion, though, that's who we need to talk to now. His name is Greg Jennings. What a great payday, and he played some great poker.
He caught a lot of good cards, played them great, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to send it down to my fellow Texan, Mina.
I'm here with Greg Jennings. You just won first place. How are you feeling?
I feel great. I feel humbled I'm happy that it turned out the way that it did, obviously. But I want to say I really appreciate Ameristar and HPT and all the staff. Everybody did a great job. This has been a very, very fun ride, so I really appreciate it. I just feel very fortunate, very lucky. I ran well. I've only been playing poker for 4 years, so I've paid a lot of poker tuition over the last 4 years, and I got a little bit back tonight.
Tuition, I like that. We're going to present you with this beautiful bracelet, HPT bracelet, and of course $118,000 that you're going home with. Congratulations to you for winning first place. That does it with us here at Ameristar Casino Hotel in Kansas City, Missouri. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Mina. And once again, congratulations to our new HPT champion, Greg Jennings, going home with the cash, the bracelet, and the title. And Robbie, I'm exhausted. What a week it's been. We've had so much fun down here, and we've seen some great poker action.
It has been a whirlwind visit. I'll tell you what, I can't wait to get back here again. What a great week it's been.
Now, if you're watching this and you think you have what it takes to compete right here at the national level, why not give it a shot? You can visit our website at www.hptpoker.com, and who knows, maybe you'll be playing for the life-changing cash. For Robert Williamson III, I'm James Larson, and we'll see you next time right here on the HPT.